Royce, what's it like in that arena right now?
It's madness, Stan. I mean, I think you could summarize that. You know, the air in the arena during that sequence where the Jazz were scrambling on the defensive glass as the Thunder pulled in 5 offensive rebounds. You could hear it with each one. The crowd just basically about to have a collective heart attack because they felt like one of those shots, whether it was a Westbrook 3, a George 3, somebody was going to make one and tie this thing up. But it was, you know, the way that this series went, it's almost fitting that it came down to kind of that kind of madness. Especially for this Thunder season. I mean, it's just chaotic. And Russell Westbrook, I mean, one thing about the guy, shot 46 times tonight. You can't say that the guy doesn't have heart. He put it out there tonight.
All right, so Utah moves on, but Oklahoma City goes back to the drawing board. Big picture, what's this mean for the OKC roster?
Yeah, it's an interesting summer ahead right now. You know, obviously every attention is going to turn to Paul George and his uncertain future, his free agency. And I think the question is right now is, you know, the Thunder going out in the first round is obviously monumentally disappointing. When this team came together back in training camp with Paul George, Carmelo Anthony teaming with the reigning MVP, a first-round exit was not the expectation whatsoever. But the way this kind of transpired, you know, I think the Thunder are probably going to feel good about their pitch to Paul George. They can sell a partnership with Russell Westbrook. They can pop in that tape, a Game 5 where they combined for 79 points. And Paul George, you know, if anything, he can look in the mirror. He went 2 of 16, I think, tonight, 5 points in a closeout game. Didn't really help Westbrook. So, you know, Paul George is the decision. It's up to him, and that's really where the future of the Thunder franchise is going to go from here. Was it a one-year rental? Was it a one-year experiment? Or is this a plot point to a new timeline? Is this a one-year building process into something bigger and longer for the Thunder?
Well, you mentioned 2 of the big 3. What about the third one, Carmelo Anthony?
Yeah, it's a little bit awkward at this point, isn't it? I mean, look, Carmelo Anthony's got a $28 million option on next season. You talk to anybody around the league, and he's picking that up. How are you going to leave $28 million on the table? It became pretty apparent in this series. Carmelo Anthony was difficult to play at stretches. He didn't shoot the ball well. You know, if you look at it, the biggest issue with Carmelo Anthony in this series and really throughout the season, he didn't make open shots. And that's what they brought the guy in to do. Everybody talked about, can he be Olympic Melo? Can he evolve into that guy? Guess what? He was Olympic Melo. He just wasn't very good at it here in Oklahoma City. He didn't knock down threes. He played the stretch 4, didn't do it. But, you know, with him picking that up, it's going to put the Thunder payroll at an astronomical number. They're going to hit the luxury tax payment, assuming Paul George re-signs as well. But, you know, part of that is does Carmelo Anthony's value go deeper? There's a great chemistry between Westbrook, George, and Anthony. Maybe Anthony's kind of ability to recruit Paul George back and say, hey, let's try this one more year. Let's roll this back. We can do better. We've learned each other. Let's try it again. I'm going to opt in. Let's go after it again.